Hey, Greysteel Nation. Sully here with the Barbell Prescription. And a few weeks ago, we initiated an overview of programming, which we defined as a rational, long-term plan that manipulates training variables and specifies the structure of every workout and training period to achieve specific performance goals. And instead of launching directly into a detailed discussion of specific programs, we took a 30,000-foot view of the topic, including a look at the typical natural history of training over a lifespan and an emphasis of the most important training variable, consistency. If you haven't already, I strongly suggest that you take a look at that video. And hey, if you find our content useful, give us a like. That really helps us with YouTube's algorithm. And if you'd really like to give us a hand, join us as a POG, a patron of Greysteel. The POG is our friendly private community where we talk about strength training, post form check videos, argue about nutrition and training music, and basically just talk about everything, except politics and religion. You can join us there for pennies a day at patreon.com/Greysteel. Now, this week, let's take a look at the first stage of rational strength development, the Novice Linear Progression, or LP. Now, this issue, like all other matters pertaining to programming, is addressed in detail and at length in the Barbell Prescription and in Rippetoe's Practical Programming 2nd edition. We're not going to give away the farm here. We're just going to look at the overall structure of an LP, the rationale for it, and how it can be adapted to the individual circumstances of the athlete. The genius of the LP is its simplicity, and the payoff is its universal effectiveness. As noted in the previous video, programming confronts us with myriad training variables to manipulate. Exercise selection, sets, reps, load, rest time, active rest, and so on. The Novice LP simply locks all of these variables in place except for the load, which is advanced from one session to the next. This means that the overload event is the period encompassing the individual workout and the recovery period until the next workout. The entire stress recovery adaptation cycle takes place from one workout to another. That's because the novice athlete is able to absorb a training stress, recover from that training stress, and adapt to that training stress before the next workout, when she will demonstrate a performance improvement by absorbing an even heavier training stress. Indeed, that is our definition of a novice athlete, an individual who can sustain and adapt to a training stress from workout to workout. Let's see how this works. In the starting strength system of training, which forms the foundation for the Barbell Prescription for adults over 40, we begin by training 3 sets of 5 reps for the squat and the pressing movements. Annotated, of course, by using the correct weight times reps times sets convention. Deadlifts are relegated to a single work set after warm-up sets. So the raw novice starts with a program consisting of 2 workouts, workout A and workout B. In her first workout A, our athlete performs squat warm-ups, allowing her and her coach to ascertain that, say, 65 pounds is a good first work set for her. She does 5 reps for 3 work sets at that weight, 65 by 5 by 3, with an appropriate rest in between. She follows a similar pattern for the press, culminating in 3 work sets of 5 reps at 35 pounds, or 35 by 5 by 3. In her first deadlift session, she works up to a single set of 5 reps at 85 pounds, 85 by 5. In her second workout, which is her first workout B, our athlete adds weight to her squat, working up to 67 by 5 by 3. Instead of the overhead press, she performs the bench press and works up to 45 by 5 by 3. And she adds weight to the deadlift, working up to 90 by 5. Her third workout will be workout A again, and she will add weight to all 3 exercises. So the pattern here should be pretty clear. Workouts A and B are alternated, and the weights are steadily increased while keeping the reps and sets constant. If the athlete trains 3 days a week, the pattern will become Monday A, Wednesday B, Friday A, Monday B, Wednesday A, Friday B, and so on. If the athlete trains 2 days a week, like we do at Greysteel, then the pattern is, say, Monday A, Friday B, Monday A, Friday B, and etc. Now, this obviously cannot continue forever. As the weight on the bar gets heavier, and as deadlift weight surpasses squat weight, and the athlete's performance discloses her innate recovery capacity, she will progress to a modified early novice program, then to the main sequence novice program, and ultimately to an advanced novice program. Now, parameters for these transitions, how they are accomplished, and troubleshooting approaches are discussed in detail and illustrated with examples in the Barbell Prescription, which we wrote for you and which I would implore you to read. Like I said, I'm not giving away the farm here. The Novice LP is programming and periodization at its most fundamental, its most efficient, and its most powerful. It can't last, but while it does, it is a beautiful thing. Like childhood, it's never really fully appreciated until it's all over. And every athlete looks back wistfully on the golden time when she could add weight to the bar at every session. During the novice phase, strength grows explosively, and the archetypal strength training curve that we presented in the previous video begins to take shape. Once the curve begins to flatten, this kind of progress is no longer possible, and the athlete will require more time and more training complexity with the manipulation of more training variables to make progress. Intermediate programming is indicated, and this programming will be increasingly individualized over time. Now, this is not to say that the novice program is a rigid cookie-cutter prescription which is not or cannot be individualized. In fact, individualization of programming begins immediately, especially for athletes of aging, when coach and athlete determine exercise selection, induction work set weights, and rates of progression. Moreover, as discussed in the Barbell Prescription, novice programming does not categorically require 3 days a week. The Novice LP can be mapped onto a 2-day training week easily, as we've noted. And again, this is how we do it at Greysteel, principally for historical reasons, with excellent results. The power of this linear progression approach never ceases to amaze me, and not just in the gym. This strategy can be applied to a wide range of goals, from daily walking distance to shoulder flexibility, to learning a short Tai Chi form, to work and nutritional habits, to our studies of art history or differential equations. The linear progression formula requires effort, commitment, intelligence, and planning. So it's not easy. But it is brutally simple. Choose a particular parameter to improve, like say study time, or the next step in a kata or a dance, or a nutrition habit, or pages read per day, and while holding other parameters constant. That is your work set. Do that, and then learn the next movement, learn the next technique, establish the next habit, walk the next 100 steps, stretch the next 10 seconds, learn the next lesson. Of course, there's not a damn thing new about any of this. This is ancient, everyday wisdom, encoded everywhere in our culture and our collective unconscious. Put one foot in front of the other. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. See how many envelopes you can lick in an hour, and then try to break that record. So you've known about, or at least been told about, the power of the LP since you were a kid. But such ancient, everyday pearls of wisdom can still fail us because A, they often aren't true. I mean, every cloud does not have a silver lining. And B, even if they are true, they aren't true all or even most of the time. And C, even if they are true most of the time, we forget, which is why we do dumb things all the time. The genius of the Novice Linear Progression is that it proceeds from just such a pearl of wisdom, everyday wisdom, and actually proves it to be true. As we've noted before, the gym is a magical place where, unlike so-called real life, effort is reliably rewarded. But we can often reproduce that magic outside the gym by bringing what we learn on the platform to the challenges of our daily existence. And so, again, we see that life is a beautiful metaphor for training. Thanks for watching.